Hi Libra, my name is Chandler. This is your August 2018 tarot card reading. I'm an intuitive and I also do offer personal readings. If you would like a personal reading, I'll link my website in the description box below. Oh, Libra, I'm getting such a nice sense of love, like unconditional love. And a lot of signs have been going through this self-love process. You know, because of the eclipses, it's making us do a lot of shadow work. You know, maybe unwillingly, it's been in our face, a lot of contrast, a lot of reflection. And August is actually a very action-oriented month, okay? With the number 8 resonating with karma, and with that Leo energy behind it, we're going to feel a lot of motivation to move forward and do things, right? Experience things, squash things, you know, in a very action-oriented, motivated way, which is refreshing because I think in the last couple months we've really dived fairly deep to, you know, reap the most out of these feminine energies we've been feeling, which are right at home with us, but don't pose the most potential for growth a lot of the time. So those sun signs, and mostly fire signs, have been getting the signal to maybe slow things down, right? Because their expansiveness is so right at home in this energy that it's like, bing, and they're shining. Libra, you know, is the more feminine energy and is all about balance. We realize that it's more about karma this month, okay? So action, actually taking into account where our hard work has been going. And if it's in this very shadowy, ethereal, open, feminine realm, then what we really are feeling inclined to do is by balancing this material and spiritual with a little bit of action and maybe a masculine flair. Okay, so if you guys have been feeling that, definitely let me know. Okay, so 10 of fire. Really interesting here. A lot of us are focusing on our craft and in the ways of actually becoming the master at something. All right, and we see this wheel or this ring behind him, you know, symbolizing a certain cycle. Okay, so a lot of you might actually be intending on closing a chapter and beginning a new one this month. And the energy here in the month of August is really prime for this. Also, July was very spiritual, okay? I mentioned in my last reading that it was spiritual, it was psychic, it was ethereal, transmutation, transformation, and just expansion in all the right ways, right? And if you're very spiritual, empathic, or intuitively inclined, you've felt the inclination to really go through a process of protection, and that was this July energy of really refining or cultivating a sense of self, a sense of self-awareness, okay? And really where that's been taking us is into a new cycle devoted more to refining our craft and to actually implementing what we've learned. Okay, but there has been several processes of integration that Libra has been going through in order to finally be able to exemplify what you've learned. I think that's a great card to start out the month with. It does also resonate strongly with this very solar and lunar energy here. We see this solar flare, so to speak, illuminating all of his chakras, becoming very self-aware, but also this spaciousness, right, with this feminine energy that gives us the space to grow, to kind of flex our muscles or feel things out for ourselves, and it's kind of ethereal in that way. So what you're actually bringing forth this month is something that's spiritually guided, it's intuitive, it's energetically packed, and it's going to be reflecting a few things back to us that we need to refine in order to really master that craft that we've been talking about. Oh, let's see, what else here for Libras? Balance, 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 balance. I'm seeing Aphrodite. What you guys are doing is beautiful. Not only, you know, what you guys are trying to do, right? What you are trying to incorporate is obviously more beauty into your life, but you could very well be feeling really beautiful this month. So desire. That comes up in an effort to show you that you might not actually know what you want this month, okay? So there's a little bit of an inclining, like, I need to really focus here on not only my solar plexus chakra, but also that spark, right? Where does my spark take me? Where does my motivation lead me? What inspires me? Where is my passion? Where does my passion lie? If I follow my creativity, where could it go? And, you know, I think a lot of us, especially in August, there's been this divine message of money coming through as far as what we do for money, or where we put our value in life. Is it only to attract money? You know, is it only to gain that notoriety and success from others without really taking into consideration how we feel about what we're doing? You know, if we're not doing something that we're divinely passionate about, then maybe it's time to reevaluate, right? So this desire card comes up by saying what you're learning might be in a different direction than what you know. What you're learning or what you're experiencing and what you're understanding at this point with this very fiery intuitive expansion is then allowing you to really redefine what you truly desire. And it could be in the form of a contrasting moment, right? This realization like, I don't want a 9-to-5 job anymore, right? And maybe it's even in this way of an entrepreneurial endeavor. What you've been receiving are messages, okay? Coming up on the bottom of this deck, and Leo got the same card, are these synchronicities, okay? You could be seeing a lot of, I just realized this too. Before I get started, you'll be seeing a lot of 1s, 3s, 6s, and 9s, 9/11 specifically. I saw the number 1117 just before I got this video started. So again, you know, you're going to be seeing synchronicities, and really what that means is to pay attention to your thoughts at this time, but also it's an affirmation that you're exactly where you need to be. Okay, so don't lose faith at any point this month. I feel like it's going to be very vital for you to, you know, just keep moving forward. You know, eye on the prize, I'm hearing. And what I just realized is this is a 10 and this is a 20. So there's a definite evolution here, okay? We can see the potency of what we've been working on coming to fruition, manifesting in the physical. And once we actually see this manifestation, we can begin to really cultivate that craft. We can begin to cultivate our awareness, our familiarity with what we will be doing in the future. Okay, and maybe this very hands-on approach, you might actually be connecting very intimately with other people or doing energy work that is very passionate or maybe very closely oriented, right, with another person. It feels like there's this intimacy involved in your work. And this could very well be shared with other people, right, because once we are illuminated, the purpose of what we do then is to illuminate others, right? We cannot just hoard this light to ourselves. We need to give it freely, okay? And it's an effort of knowing how to do that without sacrificing maybe some of your material comforts. And that's exactly what this month is about, balancing your spiritual and material, okay? Very karmatic, 8, August, Leo energy here. Exactly what we're talking about, Libra. So then again, you know, with this Leo energy, it's going to be really flaring up our solar plexus, you know, having a heavy resonance with the sun, the solar eclipse. But in the background, we have this feminine energy, thankfully, coming through from this lunar eclipse, really allowing us that space and time to refine, okay? Because what we're really doing is we're getting this illumination in the most polarizing ways. And then it's only a matter of time before we realize these need to become a little bit more balanced, definitely. But then again, we have this cycle that is just coming to a close. You know, you're saying goodbye to some habits, some patterns, those shadowy, mysterious aspects that we've been working on for a few months, and it's finally coming to fruition in a very action-oriented, has a lot of momentum behind it. It can be a tangible reality very soon, and we need to almost take it more seriously now. And that part of us is coming to a close, and the other part of us is beginning and gaining momentum. All right, and then it's only a matter of really refining what we truly desire. And is it money over everything else, right? Is it only that we want money for what we do, or is there some other deeper reasoning behind our passion? Is there anything else for Libra energetically? Is there anything else for us Libras? You know what? I feel like these cards are just so distinctly for us that, like, I don't even know if I want to keep going with this energy. It just could confuse us. So we have the 4, the mother, and the Seven of Water. Okay, so again, with this Leo energy, we're really going to be looking at our feminine aspects. It is a masculine oriented energy this month, but really what it's refining is this feminine energy and its role in our life. You know, a lot of us have been cutting off our divine feminine energy, and it wants to be implemented in such a way that is useful, okay? It's not just an open-ended energy that we can come back to every once in a while. We need to firmly integrate it within our lives and within each of us, regardless of whether you're a male or female. This divine energy is healing and nurturing, and what it wants to make you feel is safe in your journey, okay? So with this mother, she really comes to you as an effort to help you cultivate and nurture yourself, because during this time of growth, there's going to be some unsurety and insecurities potentially popping up in order to heal, right? And this mother energy is perfect for that kind of healing. You know, and then again, both of these came up in reverse, so we see that, you know, typically a reversal does not necessarily mean the opposite of the card, right? In tarot, that's not always the case. And so we really have to take a firm understanding of each card in order to know how the energies work. And with these two in reverse, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have this very masculine energy as the mother coming in, or forceful energy. It means that simply you need to work harder at accepting it, right? And with the Seven of Water, we see that your emotional reciprocity, because that's, again, this very karmatic energy coming through with the number 8, August, Leo. We're talking about this very polarizing or contrasting and action-oriented energy, pulling you toward something that you needed to realize and really feel for some time. So though we've been working in our shadowy aspects, we've been working on the reflective aspects of ourselves, this Seven of Water seems to say that our emotional reciprocity between the giving and receiving, and maybe the karmatic ties we've had to others, are not so much in the flow, and we really need to work on that, okay? So I'll be putting the Mother and the Seven of Water kind of off to the side, because I think the most potent energy here for you, Libra, is this 10 and 20 with the 10 of Fire and Desire. Yes, okay. What exactly is Libra? Whew. What exactly is Libra trying to bring to fruition, right? Because I see you being a very strong manifestor this month. You know, with the 10 of Fire, it's like you've got all the tools you need, right? But it's just this need for a little bit of direction, or maybe connectivity, judgment. You will be getting what is deserved, okay? And I think depending on how you perceive that is exactly how this energy will go for you. But with judgment, we see that this is a very karmatic situation. What you've been working on, what you've been toiling with diligently, what you've been implementing, maybe even slowly, you know, trying to create and cultivate something that has been in the works of mastery for quite some time. Your angels, your guides, your spirit guides, these karmatic situations that you've been going through, and the cycles that have been bringing you back and forth seemingly, are coming to this pivotal point of recognition, of respect, of judgment, of finalizing some aspect of your life. This is also a reduction of 10, right? Being a 20, 10, 20, and we have another 20 over here. So directly leading into the point of you deciding what your desire is realizing potentially that you can get what you want. And wow, is that not a powerful realization when you finally begin to see the manifestations in front of your face of all the hard work you've been doing? You can get what you want, Libra. Then the question is, what do you want? What do you desire? If the day of reckoning is here and you realize you've made some really good decisions, right? And you've gone through this battlefield and come out with these, you know, battle scars that happen to be extremely beautiful, right? And well suiting for the kind of strength that you actually have. Then what does it mean? Then what do you do? You know, if you become an archangel, overnight, then, you know, you realize you have a job to do. And it's never ending. It's who you are, right? And it has this heavy moral resonance with what you're trying to do is exactly what you came here to do, right? It's like this, and he's got, okay. So speaking of archangels, I see 2 angels here. So you guys might be actually working very closely with the angels. I hear a lot of you are praying and talking out loud, and it's expansive because you didn't do this before, okay? And I'm getting that maybe just for a specific bunch of you, but you're becoming more vocalized, you're becoming more expressive, and it's giving you this very interesting connection with the forces that be that are somewhat natural and somewhat supernatural, if you know what I mean. Okay, so then the Desire and 10 of Swords. Oh my gosh, Libra! I'm gonna have a hot flash. Okay, so 10 of Swords. Okay, seriously. The Sun and the Moon, all right, 2 eclipses in July, leading us into the number 8, August, with this very action-oriented, masculine, and passionate energy. We have, firstly, the 10 of Fire, coupled with 20, Judgment, Major Arcana. We leave that literally onto a 20, Desire, solar plexus energy. And finally, with the 10 of Swords, very, fire energy, strong, carries a lot of momentum, has firm clarity, and is a little bit ruthless when you're not paying attention. So what is it that is carrying you so far to the point potentially of exhaustion, right? Maybe it's even this time of recognition that you've carried yourself so far with all of these knives essentially in your back, and it's actually carried you down, right? It's weighted you down. It's made your journey much harder, and they're not yours to keep. And it's this moment of surrender that you realize maybe my desires are not what I firstly had in mind, because it's a very mental energy of how you're going about really refining your desires this month. What else can I say? You know, the 10 of Swords is kind of a good thing because at least you realize now that you can't keep going. It's where you lay yourself to rest in the ways that you've been trying to get where you're going. And you know now that it's impossible to get there in this way. So a part of you absolutely has to change. It has to shift. It has to transform in order to complete this journey. But luckily, as you lay to rest yourself and you give yourself that recognition and surrender, the sun starts to rise, right? The sun is on the horizon at this point of maybe exhaustion, of this mental acuity of how you've been going about things and how it doesn't really ring true to your life's work, right? Or your life's mission or what you're here to do at this time. It's a mirror reflection because this is this eclipse energy we're talking about. Just, you know, gaining a little bit of speed for us. July, you know, being this very transcendent, illusory, kind of psychic and spiritual energy in our face, but a little misinterpreted or not understandable, right? It's unfathomable in the month of July. In August, it puts its feet on the ground. And we begin to see this polarization of what this energy is really bringing us. This polarization of maybe where we thought we were going and where that actually took us. You know, what we thought we were so sure of, and yet it now seems so abstract. And what maybe we were intending to do in such a short amount of time, and we realize it might be a matter of our life's work instead. Very, very interesting. So I want to clarify the mother for any of you who are saying, okay, what about that mother card? Because, you know, it could have a heavy resonance with maybe a Capricorn or an earth sign coming through, you know, in regards to someone having relation to a mother or becoming a mother. This woman is obviously pregnant. So in the month of August, you are you know, suggested to take action on either pregnancy or, you know, fertility in some way. You could feel a little powerless over this situation, very watery, very emotional, and I think in an energetic way, it could just be influencing us Libras in an emotional way of needing to incorporate some of that tenderness again, okay? So the Prince of Pentacles comes up because you're actually embarking on something very long-term with this. And even though this energy may make us feel a little imbalanced or powerless at some point, the Prince of Pentacles comes up to reassure us that this is a new endeavor. It's okay to feel a little imbalanced. It's okay to feel a little unsure about how things might play out in the long run, but that this does deserve our respect. And it does deserve our recognition, right? Because this is a Prince of Pentacles. It's something that wants to come into your life, not just overnight, but it wishes to introduce itself to you, right? It wishes to, you know, show what it's about and increase the value over time so that it may stay in your life for a long time to come, right? But it's this work in progress, and it wants to meet you halfway, okay? And that's all this pentacle energy is about. It's the cyclical kind of feeling of the long term and what requires your attention, what requires your respect and dedication to it. So with the Prince of Pentacles, I would say this is a good sign that any of you who are embarking on maybe becoming a mother or starting a family or you know, starting this new emotional way of being, it is going to prove to be very useful for you in the future, because I see, you know, this very masculine and action-oriented energy. It's going to be a little overwhelming at first, so to incorporate and balance that is really the key here, Libra. That's what you're best at, and you can do it, okay? And it will prove to be very beneficial in the long run. All right, so I want to pull one card for Libra from my Spirit Oracle deck. Let's switch wavelengths here, get on a different vibrational wave to interpret this very angelic Oracle deck. You know, this has such a great way of interpreting just this larger idea, this bigger, grander scope of energy that we're experiencing. Passion. So tell me this does not look like Aphrodite. Tell me that this does not look like a Libra with her very hourglassy figure. And tell me this doesn't have that sensual, sexual energy that is carried with this very action-oriented and masculine month. We have to be able to accept and embrace the feminine that is divinely coming to us through this lunar eclipse, as well as be very mindful and efficient with the solar energy that is backing us in our movements. This is an open-ended kind of cycle that we're entering into. And it's going to require us to be very vulnerable. It's going to require us to be very open and honest, okay, with our desires. And it's in a sexual way, it's in a sensual way, it's in a passionate and creative way. Of course, this is relating to the power to create, you know, and where your passion goes, you might be inclined to follow at this time, because it seems as though you'll feel very in your element if you do that. You know, a lot of you too could be feeling this very passionate pull towards someone else as well, as far as either singles out there, because of course this relates to you individually. So you might be getting an inclination to really follow those passions, and if it makes you feel a little vulnerable or unsure, that's okay, because it's all part of the process of you becoming more self-authenticated and expressive. All right, so I'm going to read the back of this card. Love, sexual energy, passions aroused. Vital life force, Kundalini, the sun, giver of life, strength, a gift. New infusion of energy, something beyond your control, surrender, Libra. I mean, so much solar energy going on in this month. I really hope that we, you know, get out of it alive. You know, I'm sure we will, actually. We're going to do great. I'm right there with you, Libra. So before I end, I would just like to note this beautiful art piece in back of me. This is made by an Aquarius whose artistry is very, very beautiful, I believe, and packed with vibrational qualities. It's a sacred geometry piece, and her name is Amethyst Fire Art. And since hanging it behind me, I've really felt this influx of just beautiful, divinely feminine, and high vibrational energy. So for those of you who are interested in getting a beautiful piece to hang in your room to increase your vibration, I would definitely recommend to do so. It's such a wonderful time to really be focused on your vibration. So what other than a beautiful piece of art to raise that vibration for you? Again, it's Amethyst Fire Art. I will link her website and Instagram in the description box below. Again, if you want a personal reading from me, my name is Chandler, and I will link my website as well in the description box. So I hope you guys have a great August. I will end the reading there, and I will see you next time. Bye!